Hi, everybody. This is Vladimira Kuna. I'm an international best-selling author of the Bible of the Masterminds. And we have amazing Destanne Norris, who has written a fantastic book, Leah's Gift, and it's a story reframing a loss. Hi, Destanne.
Hi, Valdi.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me here today. This is wonderful.
We love having you. And what motivated you to write the book or tell us the story?
Well, it was sitting inside of me for many years, and the title Leah's Gift was actually a art exhibition that I had in 1996, and it was an exhibition to commemorate and celebrate my young daughter's life, who had passed away a year earlier, almost to the day. And it was a way to, I guess, give thanks as well to the community and my family and friends who'd supported us through that first year of grieving. So with the story about reframing loss, of course, an exhibition, you think of, framing paintings or drawings, or just reframing the idea of putting something up and looking at it in different ways. And there's two elements. Of course, the major one was life-changing and altering, which was the loss of our daughter. She was a year and a half, Leah, at a family picnic on June 12th, 1995. And then, so there was the grieving journey through, the last 26 years, but there's also the artworks that I had made that related to a child in the water, a nursing mother, even the location, all before she was born. So when I realized I had this kind of link with the art, and not only just the art, but things I said, did, and actually wrote in my journals, I knew at some point there would be a book that would tell the full story. So the exhibition, Leah's Gift, showed the paintings that I had made that were before her birth, that I saw a relationship to a connection. And if you would allow the word premonitory, that was there. And then I did some artworks that were made during that first year of grieving. And in the exhibition, I held little cards that described that connection that I saw, brief cards, brief explanation, so people could get an idea of what they were seeing. But the primary one is the one on the main cover, which is the child in the water and this big shape coming out of the sky. So the book is actually a visual book, and each of the chapters is one of the paintings or artworks, because there were drawings as well. So one of the artworks that were in the exhibition, that's the chapter title, which was the title of the artwork. And then I weave in the story of all the other elements that were part of that day's event and the past event. So that's that. But the purpose of the reframing the loss was, I think, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe I should let you ask me more questions.
I'm really sorry about your loss, and I love how people like you motivate others, because I know personally a few friends who lost baby, and I never happened to me, but I know the loss of your child is the worst thing that can ever happen to a mother, and
Yes.
to find the strength to fight, that is something so powerful, but like your paintings and everything, like you are not just motivating others and inspiring, but you helping other females to find the strength and just move forward, because there is a purpose, and lots of people give up, and I don't think the child would want to see the moms to give up. And I know it's easy to say, but that is a talking with some moms always like, yeah, and it is easy to say, it's like there are so many things that are easier said than done. But I believe the strength within you that you find to motivate yourself firstly, because unless you motivate yourself and move forward, you can't actually then have you can then have the following of motivators if you are the one who starts with you, and you are just amazing. I really.
Well, I don't think, I think I have to give most credit to my faith, my spiritual beliefs, because That was number one that got me through. But you said you actually said it. You said you didn't think, Leah, your child would want you to be living like this. That's exactly it. I had to reframe the question. So I had to reframe, why me, why us, why Leah, why now? Couldn't I have known? Couldn't I have stopped this? Like, how could I have not seen this? I did see it. Like, there was all these signs and symbols, but could I stop it? No. This maybe was her destiny. This was mine. And the feeling that the thought and feeling that I was given after I prayed so deeply 2 days after Leah had passed, and I was on my bed not knowing whether I was going to get up or not. Like, I thought, I can't get out of this bed. I can't live again. I've got 2 other children and I'm a wife and I've got a job, but how am I going to survive this? And then I just prayed, and I just feel like I don't know, I was hit by lightning or something, because this voice said in my head, this has been her destiny. This is yours. You're giving the strength and courage to carry on. It was just like, whoa. But it was only about 10 months later where I was starting to go like, oh, I think I need to have this exhibition. And I'm writing in my journal and I'm going like, how would Leah want me to be living? What would she be telling me now? What would she say? Mom, get on with it. I'm in a good place. Or how could I make a difference to others' lives? How could I make a difference to my children's lives? What could I do? Live more passionately, more fully, more honestly, more truthfully, more deeply. And so that was that became like my modus operandi, get with it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love what you said. Because you almost like you role modeling to the spirit of hers, which is with you. And that is, not only to her, but to help so many others, and just to give them the strength. Because people do find when somebody else goes through this and they just find the strength, they feel like, well, I can probably do it too, and then they believe themselves. It's the belief. And I agree with you with the faith. I've done my life kind of transformed last year. And I have to say, the faith is, if you don't believe, it doesn't matter how much you do. You can do all the affirmations, studying and doing anything, but it just doesn't work if the faith element is not there.
It's really all starts very deep within, and that connection to what I call source. Because, if I am love and we are all love, where does that love come from? Love is source. Yes. So we have to connect to that source in ourselves and be that. And being that meant to me, I couldn't live, there's a quote in the Bible. It says, and I'm not religious in the sense that I don't go to church, but I'm very spiritual, and I do know some Bible teachings as well as some other teachings. So I look at all different types of faith-based religions or different types of belief systems. But there is that quote in the Bible. It says, "Let the dead bury their dead."
Yes.
So that means if you're going to die with your loved one, then you are dead. They are alive, but they're just not the way we want them to be. We're just feeling sorry for ourselves, really. And, and it's a hard thing to say. And I wouldn't have said that at the early days, because you're so deep in grief. It's it's so bodily connected. But now, I've got the distance of 26 years and there's a lot of life in between. But I feel her present in me. She's here in this locket. I don't wear this every day, but she's just with me all the time, in a different way that my children who are alive are with me. But not that they're any less, they're being here. My children who are here on this earth have much more presence, and actually, I am motivated because of Leah for them, yes. If you know what I mean.
Yes. How many children do you have?
2. Well, 3, Takara, James, and Leah. Yeah. So
it's another thing is for them. I've actually interviewed another author who's written a letters for mom, and she said, whenever I feel the weakest, I remember how my mom fought and how she made it happen. And that is another thing, you don't know what you're saving in the future for so many people, including your kids, because there might be a point where that was the purpose, where you grew, you stood up, and it helps them it can save so many people. And I've learned this in my last year, that challenges are sent to us to grow. and we should look at them as opportunities. Although I can honestly say sometimes it's like, well, this cannot certainly be an opportunity. But with the time difference and time distance, we actually do see that it is. But we
Yes.
at that point, the perception we have at certain things just is not what we see in a long sort of term. And I've listened to Dalai Lama once, and when he was saying that if we could have this long-term vision and just trust in the journey, that whatever is happening will happen if you're clear, if you're on purpose and you love, and your vision of what you desire and love will actually become, and you feel as if it is already here and you're already living it, then it just happens, and whatever comes, it's just supposed to make you stronger and better. And that's what you are, a living example. Absolutely.
Well, I think part of it is too is having patience, because I think I and myself can be an impatient person and think it's not happening fast enough, or why isn't this now? And realizing part of the journey is going through those ups and downs, and those times when we're kind of questioning. And I think it's good to question, even if we're on the path and we notice it's our path, but we hit a bump in the road and it's like, oh, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And then I think it strengthens our resolve. It really strengthens us to go through the little, the blips and the bumps, because that makes us certain, right? More certain and more committed if that's our path. And then it might be a rerouting path, but yeah, the perspective that we have when we can look back is so different than we're in the thick of it.
That is so true. That is so true. Oh, this is so beautiful. Is there anything else you'd like to, everybody, just so you know, I will put Destanne's details and her website. She's got absolutely fantastic paintings. And if you, all her links, so you can follow her on a social media, you can have a look at her website and contact her if there's anything. And we're thinking about maybe meeting and running a workshop for moms who experience the same thing. So get in touch with us, because we'd love to, well, Destanne would love to talk, because it helps to come from the point of total understanding.
Definitely. That would be, I'd really like to meet with any other moms or dads who have lost children of any age, and have a conversation, and Valdi could coordinate this, and that would be wonderful. Yeah, thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for your story. I really appreciate you. And I'm sure we'll see you again.
Yes, thank you so much, Valdi. It's been a real pleasure. All the best. Thank you.